Onions are good for cell regeneration. Broccoli is good for the immune system. Papaya is good for skin repair. Grapes are good for the lungs. Coconut is good for the brain. Avocado is good for the skin. Beets are good for blood circulation. Blueberries are good for memory. Spinach is good for iron levels. Pumpkin is good for the immune system. Eggplant is good for the bones. Carrots are good for the eyes. Kiwi is good for tissue repair. Chia seeds are good for the heart. Peaches are good for the heart. Mushrooms are good for metabolism. Ginger is good for digestion. Parsley is good for kidney function. Walnuts are good for the nerves. Tomatoes are good for the prostate. Celery is good for blood pressure. Pineapple is good for inflammation. Figs are good for the intestines. Cabbage is good for detoxification. Lemon is good for liver health. Garlic is good for the immune system. Olives are good for the joints. Cucumber is good for hydration. Radish is good for the gallbladder. Dates are good for energy levels. Sweet potatoes are good for blood sugar balance. Blackberries are good for the skin's elasticity. Which of these are you already eating? Write it in the comments.